Welcome to this Filr web client video on how to edit your profile. My name is Robin Redgrave. I'm a solutions consultant based out of the UK. Editing your profile can allow you to change some of your default settings that you've got within Filr, and depending on your environment, let you also change your password. So let's just log into Filr, and you can see I've come through here to my home page with my recent files up here and options to download plugins for Office and desktop client and so on. But in the top right hand corner, if I take that drop down, I've got an option to view my profile. So if I come in here, depending on my environment, I can change my name, email address, my phone number, and indeed my password. However, many of you will find that those are grayed out because they will be being pulled from your corporate directory. And so you'd need to change those in your corporate directory rather than within Filr. In this instance, this is a local user not coming from the corporate directory. So you can see I can edit these should I wish to. If I want to change my password, I just need to put in my existing password and then put in my new password, and until it's correct it will tell me that it doesn't match the first password I put in, and that will disappear once I've got it, and then I can just say update password and I've got that. But as I said, many of you will find that you can't change that because you're using your corporate password and that's not set here. Coming on down a little bit, we can change what language we're using. So let's change that for a Danish environment, and you can see that's just changed the language there. But I'm just going to put that back to English because otherwise I'll get very confused not speaking Danish. I can also set my time zone. So in this instance I've got that set as GMT, but maybe let's just change that to GMT London as I'm based in the UK. And then we've got some personalization options. Down here I can specify how many recent files get displayed on that home page. Remember when I first logged in I could see the files that have been recently accessed. I can go and increase that should I wish to up to 30 files to display there. I'll just leave that on 10 for the moment. And then I can specify when I log in, where do I want to end up having logged in. So as you saw before, I ended up on my home page with the recent files and options to download various clients. I can change that so I can end up on my files, my home files area. I don't have any net folders set up for this user, but if I did, I'd have an option here for net folders, so I could end up straight on net folders. Or I can specify that I go straight into a specific folder. So here, if I want to go into the projects folder, I can just select that there. Finally, down the bottom here, I've got some notification settings. So Filr will send out notifications for a number of things, though mostly this is for following an item. So if I'm following an item, every time that changes, or somebody, if it's a folder and somebody adds a file to that folder, I'm going to get notification of that. By default, that's coming in as a digest, so one email a day typically, though that may be more frequently depending on what your administrator has set, with all the changes that have gone on in the system since it's last sent the digest. However, I can get a single email being sent with each change. Should I wish to, I can just select the option for email only. Though if I'm following many items, or one of the items I'm following has lots of changes, that can get a little bit annoying with all those emails coming in. So you may find it easier just to have the email digest configured. And then one last thing that may be useful, if I want to change my profile picture, I've got this little icon there. I can just click on that, select the photo that I want and upload that. If I want to, I can delete it there or obviously replace it with something else. That's a very quick view at how to update your profile information and change your password if you're allowed to, and some of your other settings. I hope that you found this useful. Thank you for listening.